it's just like I actually try to produce content, or actually try to have something down.
Do something instead of just
like sort of standing here and being like, oh, I'm gonna just sit here and like interact.
I'm going to show
with
you how to
people.
put my makeup on.
Well, no, that's literally what most of this stuff is. But like, so I'm not surprised that people, but like people did watch for a while, but now they stopped.
On that side of the,
I think, and so I've got fewer, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm
talking,
not convinced you're on camera. Let me see.
I was talking last night about how
you are not.
Oh, well then move the camera.
Oh, all right. There we go. Okay, there we go.
Okay. In fact, we should probably just do this all night. I'm not convinced that you're on camera. And now I need to see.
How about now?
Stop. No, where did you go? Why are you? Oh, hello. There you are. Okay, here we are.
All right. Am I good?
Hang on. Okay, yeah. It's okay if you're telling more followers. Doesn't matter.
Now wait a second. Do we have it right now?
Yeah, I think so. We can just keep on doing this musical chair. Who's on first? That was an Abbott and Costello bit, which is it's probably not from Abbott and Costello. It's probably from vaudeville, isn't it?
Right. They probably stole it from somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they probably stole it from some very talented black comedians that nobody even knows about.
There was ethnic. What do you call it? Not appropriation.
Yeah, exactly. And then you do something, and then you'll find out like Charlie and Mason. Who the fuck are they?
It was from one of the what did they used to call the
minstrel?
But there was a black film industry where just black films were made by black filmmakers and played in black neighborhoods.
Oh, that's kind of funny. So they had like the Negro League.
It was like the Negro Leagues of movies. Yeah.
Oh, did you know that like when they first started doing the talkie films, they were worried that the silent movies were very international.
Oh yeah,
right.
They would. I think I know where you're going with this. Mm-hmm. They would film each scene twice.
Well,
in Spanish and
sometimes what they would do is that the Spanish film would be filmed at night.
Oh, why is that?
You didn't know this?
No.
So the original Dracula, the English one was done during the daytime, and the Spanish one was done at night. And they got all of the notes from the day's shooting. The Spanish crew did at night. And as far as I have read, film buffs and historians or whatever, people that have respectable opinions, say that the Spanish version is better than the English one.
They had rehearsed. And
exactly. Because they knew exactly. And they're like, we did this camera shot. It didn't really work out well. Maybe you should try this one over here.
I think Laurel and Hardy literally would shoot the scenes for their shorts. We'd shoot the scene in English and then shoot the scene again in Spanish. And phonetically written out for them.
Oh, I see.
I know the Three Stooges were big in South America, but I don't think they dubbed. I think those were dubbed. I think they did their own voice. Although the dubbing is really actually pretty good. If you've ever seen on Univision or another station, Los Tres Chiflatos, the three crazies, Mo, Larry, y Curly, and it's pretty good. Mo, no lo comprende.
So do they use the same voice actor every time?
I think that would have been a good idea, but I don't know.
Because I know that, at least in Italian cinema, they have people that always play the same voice actor.
That would be a good idea, yeah.
And those people have their own notoriety of themselves.
Yeah.
Like Julie Kavner would.
Yeah.
As a Simpsons voice.
Marge Simpson, yeah.
And every now and then one of those people would die. And then all of a sudden, like Arnold Schwarzenegger would get a new voice.
Well, right. Because if you watched when Mel Blanc isn't doing in the more modern, even now made Looney Tunes.
They're pretty close, though.
It's for a while it was his son.
Oh.
But it's not exact. It's really close, but it's not exact. You can tell it's not.
You know who they cycled through a lot of names for, a lot of people, is the Peanuts characters.
Oh, yeah, because that was with the first cartoon that used real kids to voice kids. They used to use women.
And the problem with
voice
that
the little boys and
is
girls.
that, as Jeffrey Epstein knows, kids age out.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
you have to always find a fresh supply.
That is true. But the Peanuts cartoons used actual children to voice children, which I think had never been done before or since. Bart Simpson is a woman.
No.
Bart Simpson is
I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yes. I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I'm trying to think. Like, no.
Yeah.
Ever since Mel Blanc died, like.
Well, no one does those.
He was like every animal voice in
Yeah.
the cartoons, like the Flintstones animals.
And we found that one where he did the sound of the car starting too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he was
amazing. That's why he gets voice characterizations. He probably found that character too, not just came in and voiced it. He found the character.
Did you ever see the interview when he was talking about how he found the voice to Porky Pig?
Oh no. Was it Johnny Carson? Was it with Johnny Carson?
I don't remember who he was talking with, but he went to an actual pig farm.
Oh, and that's good.
And he observed the pigs, and then he tried to throw a voice on the end of it, right? And same thing with Bugs Bunny. So if you look at the earliest parts where Bugs Bunny was drawn identical to modern Bugs Bunny, because he was a
he was something rabbit first.
Well, he was one of those sort of I would get evolutionary characters, right? Like a lot of them were like they started off as something else. But when he was the evolutionarily modern Bugs Bunny, he didn't have the Brooklyn voice yet.
Not quite yet. It was somewhere between Brooklyn and the Bronx. And,
it was actually kind of boring. So it was more of just a man's voice.
He found the character.
And then so he didn't have that sort of goofy smart aleck. And you can watch the earlier ones, and it's funny because Bugs Bunny was the stable character he is today, but then Elmer Fudd wasn't there yet.
No.
Because he still had the red nose and stuff like that. And for a while, I thought that Elmer Fudd was the reason I went into this was that one night, I thought to myself, Elmer Fudd's basically Porky Pig.
Oh, it's not that far away. Yeah.
And then I was thinking to myself, is he just like a fork of Porky Pig?
That's right.
And the answer is no, he's not. They're independently developed.
It's a different character, but he plays. Oftentimes, he plays the same role.
Fairly similar.
Pig could have.
I
don't remember if Porky Pig would go out hunting like Elmer Fudd, and also Elmer Fudd.
Well, he did in the earlier ones.
He did. Did he go out hunting? Yeah.
The thing about a Porky Pig is that he's the most sort of clean one of the cast. You know what I mean? Like he's the least racy, and we don't think about.
Although he's not wearing pants.
We don't think about Looney Tunes as being racy or anything like that. Yeah. But Yosemite Sam, I can imagine being, or whatever, or any of those characters.
Insane.
Even
Sylvester
even
J.
Speedy
Pussycat.
Gonzales, which they don't show anymore because it's too racist.
It's brilliant, though.
I can imagine how that definitely pushes more buttons than like a Porky Pig, which pushes almost none.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the stuttering.
Oh yeah, but that was no.
It is now.
Yes, but that was part of what Mel Blanc's characterization was when he went and visited the pig farm.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about all of those is that Warner Brothers got all of those talented people because Walt Disney would refuse to hire them because they were Jewish.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And so Warner Brothers got all of the good Jewish comedians.
Including the Warner Brothers themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like...
Whether it was Mel Blanc
just
or...
how anti-Semitic Walt Disney was.
Yeah.
Well,
famously,
but like Betty Boop, as we were discussing a few episodes back, how that was basically like a very, very Jewish and like a sort of Brooklyn or Queens, it's Queens, Yiddish style cartoon.
Really?
Right? Well, I sent that article to you. Remember that?
Yeah.
And and a lot of stuff was like pre-code. It was much more artsy, right?
Who did Betty Boop? It wasn't Disney.
It's not. It's a set of brothers. I mean, I can go look it up.
No, it was an independent studio. It wasn't one of the majors. Yeah.
Well, it was. Yeah.
Was it Fleischer?
Fleischer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Fleischer brothers.
Yeah.
And
some more Jews.
They had something called Inkwell Productions or something. I think it was.
Yeah.
And don't quote me on that. You have to go look it up. And they started the popular sort of Fleischer style stuff in our early 20s. And one of the interesting things is that they had a a black band leader called what's his name? Corey. Fleischer used a black band. I need to go look it up. I'm sorry.
Count Basie?
No. Fleischer, Calloway, Calloway.
Cab Calloway.
And so,
yes.
And so what?
Yeah, they used him.
So you have. So what you have over here is you've got Walt Disney, famous sort of, American bund, pro-Hitler, anti-Semitic guy, and he was the sort of the post-Hays Code response. And before that, you had the Fleischer brothers who said, you know what we're going to do? We're actually going to put a black guy in a black orchestra.
I know, it was a real black guy.
As
not,
the lead,
not
not Amos
guy,
Handy, not a blackface guy, but as our lead.
Yeah.
Right? And we're not going to have him be the Sambo man, or the porter, or whatever thing, or the slow-witted worker, or any of those other things like that. He had a first-tier role as a respectable character, as any other character. And if you watch, and not only that, but he was extremely talented, right?
Yeah.
And so,
famously,
right?
Yeah.
And so that has such a contrast to what you'd find like the Three Little Pigs kind of production that Disney did after that. I sort of feel like we really lost a bunch with the Hays Code and this sort of self-auditing, and kind of sucked the artistic merit out of the entire show.
Right. Instead of saying something, they were just insane. The characters just were insane in Warner Brothers after that. Just nuts. Roadrunner and Sylvester and Speedy Gonzales. And, they were just crazy. Daffy Duck.
Yeah, they're all wacky.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the interesting things the Fleischer brothers did is that they would put animations on top of real world objects, and they would interact with each other, and some very sort of but that was also because I brought it up because of that one thing that we talked about taboos and when jokes fall flat. If you go and look at the archives, and I was talking about how there was that one Betty Boop cartoon when they mentioned the clown who had a very campy voice, and they said the man with the red necktie, which was an old sort of
I had never heard, but there it was.
And and it was clearly depicting that kind of character.
Now
this was 1931 or so.
After the Hays Code, not only couldn't you do that, you couldn't even say it in a bad way. You couldn't even insult gay people. You couldn't even insult gay people. You couldn't acknowledge there was any. You couldn't make
I've read the Hays Code through, and I know that they talk about religious people.
But the guy would look at the movies, and even if it wasn't on that piece of paper,
that's right,
he would do what you can't do this.
But if
a woman's raped, she has to die at the end, and if someone is
it? I mean, I don't know. I'd have to go look at it because I would have assumed that you could have a gay person in there as long as they were a villain.
No, you couldn't.
You couldn't even have him as a villain.
You couldn't even have him as a villain.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So you couldn't even.
And
mention
then later they eased in as just wacky characters, but you couldn't even have because then you were kind of acknowledging, even as a villain, you were kind of acknowledging the existence of something they were trying to wipe off the knowledge of which they were trying to wipe off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any kind of. There are sort of post-Hays Code infidelity movies, but they are like there's the gay divorce, for instance, in 34. But that was a proper infidelity movie.
34. You mean post the beginning of
course. Well, yeah, within Hays. Yes.
Yeah, and after the Hays Code was over, which was kind of a gradual thing. Yeah. Gay people were only the villains for a long time. And black people were only servants for quite a while.
Right.
And there wasn't any rule about that. That's just what people thought the audience
characteristically,
would like.
That's just what they were put into at that point.
But you couldn't even acknowledge it prior to that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because, you have people like Vincent Price, who really sort of comes across as
Edward Everett Horton.
Effeminate, at least.
Yeah.
If not that. And he always played the villain, right?
Yeah.
So
Even in Batman in the 60s, Egghead.
Yeah, I guess it was there. Yeah. And it's kind of weird how, we depict the villains as effeminate, right?
Yeah.
And I think that still continues to this day.
And yet, the villains are portrayed in some ways as macho because they kill people or blow up buildings or they're murderers, and yet they're effeminate. So people are having it both ways there. Right.
Because it's almost like there's...
He's so violent, but...
Well, it's because... they kind of deviate on all fronts, if you will, right? They deviate from sort of normal chivalry in that, they're violent against other people. And they also deviate from normal chivalry in that, they're I don't know, sodomites of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And I use it in the sort of the traditional sense of traditional
what it actually means.
Yeah, sodomy was basically any sexual act that could not lead to childbirth, right? Yeah. And so that's...
including between men and women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what I mean by that. Yeah. And so, I think that's it. It's interesting.
Well, I think it's time for us to celebrate Robert's birthday.
Well, okay, so... so your good friend Robert, I guess, is he 60 yet?
I don't think he wants that known, but...
It doesn't matter. He's not going to watch. Nobody watches this shit.
Yeah.
He's not there yet, right?
No, he is.
Oh, he is. He's 60.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I didn't realize that it was 60. Yes. Congratulations. Yeah. He doesn't look a day over 60. Yeah.
No, he looks younger. Or he acts younger. One of the
Oh, no, he acts like he's 16
13,
still.
Yeah.
I know. It's ridiculous. But... as we figured out beforehand, that could be a medical condition. No, a serious one. Yeah. Is he better after the medical condition?
He's slightly better.
Well, that's good. That's the only way you can go.
But it's a slow return.
We better hurry up.
Nevertheless, for his birthday,
so you made a cake.
And he ate most of it, and then took home a lot of it. But he couldn't. He didn't want to take it all home, so he left us 2 pieces.
So tell me how you made this cake. Tell me what you did with this.
This is chocolate cake with cream cheese icing, and it's got blue sugar on the top. And it at one point had candles, but I'll remove that from here.
We're gonna do this a little bit more. So.
And then we also have.
Well, hold on. We're not done yet. Done yet. So what were your base parts that you started this with?
It's flour and chocolate and baking
right.
soda and cream cheese and sugar.
So you didn't use any starters. You started it from the base ingredients.
No. Well, I didn't milk the cows. It's cream cheese and sugar.
But you have 2 out in your shed, so.
Yeah. Well, now that I have a roast, I have 1 out in the shed.
It's fantastic. Well done.
Actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
you know what it tastes like?
What?
It tastes like birthday cake.
It does. It does. Birthday cake is an actual flavor as far as confectionery is concerned.
And this one is right on the money. It actually tastes like birthday cake. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh, shit. Well, that's enough for me for now.
We'll look at that later.
But it's true. Like my mother, if I had a birthday, she'd send me home with half a cake, and I'd be like, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing this for?"
I would have sent him home with the whole cake if he took it.
Mm-hmm. And
And now we have an experimental drink.
All right. Well, this was last week.
And so we got it last week, but we didn't drink it last week.
You said you've never had a Bundaberg
until you.
This is an Australian firm. They have some root beers and some cream sodas.
And this is.
And this is a peach-flavored one.
Peach soda, right?
Right. And so they're really proud of their Australian roots, or at least that's their branding.
And they have environmentally hostile packaging.
No, it's pretty good.
Because it was this in a cardboard
package. Yeah, well, everything
with plastic and metal. Okay, here we go.
Good soda.
This is peach-flavored soda.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. See what you think.
Now we're really at a birthday party.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's hard with the sugar from the cake.
Well, when I usually drink soda these days, since I'm just not accustomed to
Yeah, I hardly ever do.
sugar in that density, I have to take a break. I can't do it at full speed.
It is pretty sweet, but it's strangely natural feeling flavor. It's a natural peach flavor. If you drink orange soda, you know what orange soda tastes like.
It's
you also
offensive.
know what oranges taste like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not the same.
Yeah,
But this actually tastes a little peachy.
it doesn't taste like chemicals, So,
Yeah, it's a little peachy.
well, I was pointing out the Bundaberg things to you for a few weeks, and now you finally did it. Also, I have something else to show you. So
All right.
This thing right here. So I came in with this, and you don't know what's inside.
Is it a shoebox of receipts?
It is.
It is indeed.
It's all the
That's-
receipts that I need to submit.
that is-
I need to put more in. Well, see,
I have a couple if you want.
I'm
but
thinking
they're
about
fine.
that. If you have any grocery store receipts, just
I have. There's the only receipts I have.
put them in here,
Yeah.
and I'll see if I can get them paid for you, and then I'll reimburse you for your money. I'm not joking.
They'll just. I can give you some. Well, you're committing a felony on camera.
I'm not committing a felony. Nobody watches this.
Oh, all right.
I mean, my
I've
social
had that
security
note
number
from-
is.
I've had that note from a network executive when I asked about, well, would the audience like that? And he said, don't worry about the audience. There's no audience. And he wasn't kidding.
What show is this?
Well, maybe I won't say.
Okay.
It was a cable show.
Okay, so there was no audience.
There was no audience.
That's true. So yeah, it has the same hat. It has the same shoe size as a hat from 10 and a half.
10 and a half. I'm a 10 and a half shoe and, no, I'm actually an 11 shoe and hat.
Is that true?
I wonder if that's standard, if
What?
your shoe size and your hat size are the same.
No. I don't think so.
Well, a lot of my hat size is hair.
But I would think that sort of shoe and I would think that the two things would be different, right? Like big head doesn't mean big feet, does it?
Or does it?
I don't know.
I just started that rumor.
Okay, big head means big feet.
Okay.
Speaking of hair, I found out something just this week. Did you know that Elon Musk does plugs? That's all fake.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went bald.
He always looks weird, but I just thought that
Yeah.
was
Well,
fetal
he's-
alcohol syndrome. I didn't know it was plugs. You think with his kind of money now that he's
Richest man in
officially the
world.
richest man in the
Yeah,
world.
he could do something better than that.
He could, or he could be like Jeff Bezos and go, "Screw you, I'm bald.
That's right.
I've got $300 billion.
Yeah.
Too bad.
The thing I like
I
about
still
Jeff,
win.
the thing I like about Jeff Bezos is that he really looks like a Bond villain. Like I don't see him with the rings on, but I can imagine it.
How did now Jeff Bezos was a slow build. He had Amazon, and then it was a site, and they only sold books, and it got bigger and bigger, and he sells everything and controls the world. Elon Musk lost all his money at some point.
PayPal
and not
Mafia.
that long ago. What?
He's PayPal Mafia.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he's part of the PayPal Mafia.
Oh, but at one point he had zero, didn't he?
No.
Didn't he lose everything at one point?
No.
Oh. eBay has kicked PayPal to the curb.
Well, but that's been a while. No, so what he did was he had his assets leveraged in a way
that's
that
it.
if it didn't work out, he would be broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was gambling everything. But it's not like he was homeless.
Yeah.
He was still.
No, I knew he wasn't going to be that, but I thought at some point he was worth nothing. Or not nothing for Elon Musk. So he was worth $50 million, $100 million.
Yeah, something like that. But Steve Jobs was like that as well.
Oh, he went back down and came back?
Yeah, like 98, 99, A lot of these sort of, because they make these big gambles, right? Like that's how they get up there. You don't become the richest man in the world just by working hard.
You have to have money to make money also. You have
Yeah,
to put
and
something on the line in order to...
Exactly. You gotta put all these huge risks down. And so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest that it's just how it is.
So I also didn't realize that the Tesla was selling that well.
It's not.
Because one of the things he's doing is he's certainly spending a lot of money, especially with whatever it's called, Project X or whatever. That's not a money maker. SpaceX. That's not a money maker.
It's not that. That's not why he's making money.
No,
right
I know
now.
that's
not what bringing the stock price up right now.
I know, but I don't see anywhere where he's making money. No, I don't see what's bringing the stock price.
Okay, so I think that he's bringing the stock price up now because he is really good at hyping the company. He is one of the most followed Twitter accounts.
Didn't he have to give up being CEO, or because he released information at one point, like
he still
3-4
has
years
a
ago?
very large percentage.
Yeah, but didn't he have to give up something because he leaked information?
I don't know, but But you're changing the topic.
Yeah. No, but he doesn't have the same control of the company.
Well, no, but he's compensated based on the stock price.
Yeah.
So what he can do is that he has about half the followers that Trump had on January 6th. And
now Trump has 0.
Big fat goose egg. It's round. There's a hole in it. So he was one of the most followed Twitter accounts, and he has his own sort of cult following like Trump does. So there's a bunch of sort of like Elon Musk boys that hold his stock, and they truly believe in the Kool-Aid. There's a cult behind it. And so that's why it's so high.
On the other hand,
like Steve Jobs had a cult, right?
Unlike
it's
Trump,
the same thing.
But like Steve Jobs and like Elon Musk, if they did listen to him and they did buy his stock, they'd be rich too.
But that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Steve Jobs.
No, with Steve Jobs. I'm saying not Trump.
Oh no, not Trump.
But Steve Jobs, they were cult followers, but they may also be multimillionaires.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Tesla split a bunch of times. I think it's like maybe effectively a 10-1 or something like that. And so like pre-split it would be worth like $7,000 now.
A share of?
Yeah. If that, but I bought them at like 10 or 15
dollars.
Yeah, but I didn't hold.
Oh, you didn't hold it. Oh.
Right. So at one point I had 200 shares or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have become a Muscovite.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm like it goes without saying. I feel like that I've been so close to wealth, but I just haven't ever stuck with it.
But you let it go.
It's okay.
Your whole thing about getting a job instead has been
I know I've done this
but
JOB
a waste of
thing.
time.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like, oh gosh, I'm trying because I sent you some articles.
Yes, I know, but I only bought one of the stocks.
No. It's not about that. It's that. Oh, there was this one thing I sent you. It was what was this one? This was what on earth did I send you? It wasn't that. It was. I said let's get some content together tomorrow. Oh, my dad texted me, and I don't care. I'm in the middle of something.
Did you say turn off the camera? Your dad texted you? Get off! Get off that couch.
No. There was this. So CES happened this week. It was all digital.
Well, it happened.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and so like there's all these goofy technologies that happen every year. So I texted you to try to find out some of these things, so you'd do some research on it, so we could talk about them. But I guess you haven't.
No, I did read it, but I don't remember what it was.
The Robotic Kitchen.
Yeah.
With the arms.
Again, it seemed like more parts to break.
Yeah.
Even a sophisticated chef seems like they do it faster than the robot.
So we talked about the kitchen of the future a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
How they would have these shelves that would come on down, and it was
things would slowly move out and move in.
And we know that those things would just break immediately.
Yeah.
But this one has 5 robotic hands that I guess you sort of operate from your cell phone because you can't be bothered to like put your plates back.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that unless it's. Then I also think it would be cheaper to hire a maid than to install robotics in your kitchen. hire some person to come wash your dishes and put them away.
So let me do this thing. The system uses 5 robotic hands equipped with pressure sensors to exert the right grip on utensils and ingredients. Users select a recipe from a nearby computer or program in one of their own, and the arms get to work chopping, scooping, and stirring.
You know what also works? Calling the restaurant for delivery, picking something off a menu, and for much, much less money, paying them to bring it to your house.
This is basically like somebody watched a cartoon from the 1960s, and they saw something like this where, like, somehow they were chopping something up, and then they reached for the dog, and then they started chopping up the dog along with that, or something, and then they said, wait a second, I bet you I can get SoftBank in here.
Or Rube Goldberg, where it takes so long to do it faster,
right? That
it's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, I think that they. Oh shit! I just closed it. So I'm wondering like how much this thing costs. We should probably go around and figure out what the price of this thing is. Now, this is something I probably should have found out beforehand. It's called the Moldy Robotic Kitchen. So let's try to look this thing up real quick and see what I can figure it out. The world's first robotic kitchen. Well,
and last.
Yeah, exactly, probably. And so they have a kitchen.
I also don't know what's different than what's probably going on at the, let's say, Mama Celeste factory, where robots are making frozen pizzas.
So do you know what their motto is on the site? It's called "The Future is Served." If you look at this thing, this looks. Have you ever seen a movie, The Matrix? How they have those futuristic evil robots that would do shit. Look at this thing. This is what the. Okay, this is a video thing, so I can do this. Look at this. It's like I think it's going to kill you when it's done.
At the Progresso factory, where machines are making the soup, they don't bother to make them look pretty. They don't have to look like a human being. They don't have to look like Rosie in the Jetsons. It's just machinery that makes the soup.
Oh, well, wait a second. And so they somehow like mimic what these celebrity chefs would do? No, that's what they claim. Is that they invited they put these names of these celebrity chefs down here as if like they put sensors on their hands to see you're gonna cut these carrots just like I can't think of any celebrity chefs.
Julia Child.
Just like Julia Child would do. These potatoes.
Emerald Lagasse. I'm trying to think of one that isn't.
These potatoes just like.
I'm trying to think of one that isn't in trouble. No, one that isn't in trouble.
Well,
one that hasn't been charged with sexual harassment. I don't know.
Just
Bobby
like Sarah Lee.
We
can just go with the fake ones.
Yeah, right. Aunt Jemima.
Didn't they retire that one?
Yes. Recently, by the way, it was okay. Apparently, it was okay in 2019 for there to have the Mammy character on that.
I'm waiting for them.
2020. Yeah,
I'm waiting for them to retire the Raisin Girl too. I hate that bitch.
Oh, or the Morton Salt.
The little Morton Salt girl. Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how much salt you use, but I probably have the same salt container that I.
That's true. You don't use
my first apartment. Well, I used to. Well, I don't use that much now. Well, you have to.
We'll go. So we got 2 more things to get through right now.
All right. What do we
And then we're going to. So the second one up is called a lip factory, and what this is it's a bunch of sort of dispensers like a soda machine, and they're different colors, and then you have a little app where you could choose the color of what kind of lipstick you want to have, and it's done in real time. And so you can get just the right hue for that one day. And it puts it into like this little sort of container down here that then you're supposed to put on your lips. And so the idea is that instead of having one stick of lipstick, I have an entire sort of wall installation of what looks like a medical device that's sitting inside of my house.
Bathroom.
You go in, and you see the sink, you see
I think I'll
machine.
Go a little pinker today, and it makes you something like when you go to one of those paint stores that matches the chip.
Well, it says, a lip factory uses a smartphone app called Color Tailor that suggests the best lip color for a customer using artificial intelligence to assess skin tone. Oh, good. It's
not even it's not a designer.
It's a racist AI.
Makeup.
It just looks at your face and says, this is what you're going to have. This is what you need.
So it's not even like, even if you agree or don't agree with the taste, it's not a designer or a makeup artist.
No, it's
science.
It's a science. And then use a lip makeup pigment dispenser to produce custom makeup in the desired color on the spot. So I guess the company is called Lip Factory. I'm going to look this thing up, see a little bit more about it. Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what a stick of lipstick costs. Do you know?
No, I don't.
I don't know if it's 99 cents or $50.
It's called. It looks like there's a lot of lip factories out there. Right. No, I think that there is. It's like makeup. How there's.
Cheap stuff.
Yeah, there's cheap and expensive stuff.
Yeah.
So if you go like Sephora, it's like ridiculously priced, right? I bet you that those were like sort of the places that got robbed, makeup places, right?
Yeah.
Because
looted.
Yeah, or whatever, liberated. So this is one where it basically just tries to figure out what color. I wonder what my color would be.
Well, let's find out.
I bet you're just going to say like red. It just like picks them up at random.
Unless it talks to you, then it'll know black.
Okay, so the last one here is we're going to talk about robotic pets. And so in around 2000, or before that, we had the Tamagotchi, right?
Yeah.
This little thing that nerds would have,
yes.
And then it would die on them or something like that. And then we had...
Yeah, it was a little... Yeah, I remember.
It was basically like, when you don't have any real friends, here's something that requires a little button battery, and you can play with it. I never really got into it because I...
Had a life?
No.
No, you did not.
No, because I can't keep plants alive. And no, I was like 13. Of course, I didn't have a life. And then they had like the Sony Aibo, which was like a little sort of pet dog that's supposed to. So these robot ones. But now this one looks like if you ever watched Star Trek, there is a famous episode in the 60s. I don't really know that one. It's called like the Furry episode or Furballs. It's sort of like circular sort of fur things.
Tribble?
Yeah, the Tribble episode, right.
Yeah, the trouble with tribbles, is that
right.
Yeah.
And so this thing that they have either looks like one of those things or it looks like the things that Jewish men wear on top of their heads, these little fuzzy hats they like to put on.
The strimals.
The strimals, right, like that. Or maybe it's something that like, I don't know, maybe I can clean some pipes with. So this thing is, it's called the Meowlin AI Pet from Vanguard Industries. These are, artificial intelligence is the biggest thing out there, to evolve its emotional capabilities as if it were a living animal. With warm fur and cuddly sound and movement, the Meowlin uses sensors to monitor its interactions and adjust their behavior accordingly. I wonder if you can abuse it.
I wonder if you can take it in the shower and loofah off a layer of skin.
It looks like a loofah. Yeah, that's right. If it breaks, you can at least sort of wash yourself with it. And I should probably show the camera this thing so they actually see it. I say they as if there's actual people over there.
Well, the two people that are watching.
Which is going to be you and me later. And then it says, so the company says the pet has an infinite number of mobile and sound pattern combinations, so it can respond to its owner and express feelings much like a living, breathing animal, as if like animals can't be found.
Yeah.
It's
impossible to get a cat.
I mean, seriously.
Impossible. I don't know where you would get one.
And it's like, is dog food expensive? I don't think so. Like, what are we talking about here, right? Like, yeah, exactly. You don't even own a cat, and one just wanders on in here.
Yeah, that's right. I have one that decided he lives here, so I don't have to go out and get one.
All you got to do is open up the door, and eventually a stray animal will come in.
Well, I can get. No, he's not stray anymore. Now he thinks he lives here. I guess he does.
So let's try the Meowlin Robotic Animal Support Pet. Let's try that one.
All right.
Let's see.
What does it cost?
Well, the nice thing about that is that like I like a pet that I have to like plug in to charge every night.
He should plug himself in.
So yeah, it's $80.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not that bad.
What does a real cat cost? Nothing. Nothing.
That's right, but if you throw this thing across the room, nobody's going to report to you.
You don't pay a fine.
So I'm trying to see.
You plug this thing in the wall, no one complains.
Yeah, that's right. And you're like, oh, hold on, I got to get up. My pet's dying. And then people are like, oh, my God, what's going on?
That's right. My pets, like people do with their phones. Do you have a charger? Do you have a Tabby charger?
Or I should just like have one of those little tiny purses, and then I have this little muffin just hanging out as I walk into the store. You know, like people have the dogs there. Or I just sort of like drag it on a leash down the street. It doesn't have any legs. Like, I don't know what this thing's supposed to do. They're just sort of like it doesn't actually move. I don't see it.
Maybe this is a brilliant ripoff where it really doesn't do anything. You keep charging it and it still isn't doing anything.
I don't think so.
But it tells you have to charge it every night and you see the different emotions.
Yeah.
But there actually is nothing there. There's no battery. There's no movement. It's just some cotton.
More specifically, it has the ability to drift between a range of states such as excited, calm, and normal, and everywhere in between. The critter even appears smart enough to be able to tell when different people are interacting with it and respond distinctly with a range of sounds and movements. Like, it has it, like, basically inside of a plant. It looks like a cactus.
And what does it do when the mailman comes here?
Oh, my gosh. So here's the sound of it.
That's it playing the piano. Oh.
It doesn't move.
Creepy. Oh, I don't like this at all. That's just creepy. I don't even want to watch it on your phone.
You know what it looks like? It basically looks like a sock puppet. Trying to like sort of like Jim Henson just had a stroke. And he likes
the last thing he made before he went.
He's on his deathbed. He's like,
wait a second.
I have to do one last puppet. Come over here. Yeah. And then it just sold for $1 million at an auction. Jim Henson's last puppet. It's fuzzy furball. So that's it. Let's see. So that was a Meowlin AI pet. But then there's this is real pet tech over there. And the last one, this is a bonus episode. It's a MyQ Pet Portal. And this is a dog door that includes safety sensors that communicates with a sensor worn on the dog's collar to automatically opens up for the dog to go out, closing it and locking it behind him so other critters can't sneak in.
I saw that too, but it seems to me that if you want to break into the house, you're willing to drag the dog over to the door.
The system also has two-way camera and audio so pet owners can see and hear pets coming in and going out with a companion app on their smartphones. Could we imagine? I'm just sort of sitting here in a meeting, and then all of a sudden, like, an alert comes on, and I say, oh, hold on, my phone, and then you just see a picture of your dog just going outside. Like, who the hell? Like, what is like?
I don't think that if you have a dog door, just because it's locked doesn't mean no one can get through it.
Like, maybe you're suspicious that, like, the dog's bringing over the dog next door when you're not home.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe, like, having some fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, oh, I caught him. He's right there. There it is.
Like whose ever cat is asleep.
That's Fido from next door. Coming right on in.
The den. Yeah.
Oh, they're gone. Come on, let's go. Yeah, right. And so they're like, as if, and they said, you know, so other critters can't sneak in. I don't know if that's a rabbit problem. That you just have a dog door, and then you come in, and then
there's like rabbits there.
And there's like a rabbit in your house.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. There might be another dog, you know, that followed the dog, but I don't even. And cats are too sketchy to do that. You know, they're too.
Like, I'd love to have a dog door, but my house always overflows with wildlife when it happens.
I don't think raccoons come la-di-dying in.
I walk in, and then I just have to push all the goats past me.
Yeah. Noah's Ark.
I go into my bedroom, and then
two snakes, two owls,
a couple of zebras, just on my. And I wish I had a robotic dog door so that I could go out to my inner city apartment and.
Oh man, it's ringing now.
No, yeah.
It's your dog
oh yes, my dog is going through. No, this is a family text. I just don't want to have any of this stuff coming through. So yeah, so that was CES this year.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to find a good article of all of these things. The other things here are not as funny. I looked hard to try to find these ones. Here's the last one. This one's Findy Glasses Tracker.
Oh, yes, that was the worst.
Yes. And so this is the world's smallest tracking device. And so basically it fits on the temple of a pair of eyeglasses. And then the idea is that if you lose your eyeglasses, then they'll beep if they're nearby. And so it is a specialized device that uses Bluetooth to locate a person's eyewear. So
how often does that happen? Have you ever lost your glasses?
I mean, I have, but I don't think I need to have a specialized device for it.
Because they can only be in a couple of places because you can't see without them, right? So at a certain point...
And besides, I've got my Robotic Kitchen to find it.
That's right.
So it's no problem.
Send the robot from the other room.
The arms will just go out and reach it.
I don't know how far it could be. And if you wear reading glasses, anyone that wears reading glasses knows you have 350 pairs of them. So if you can't find one pair, there's going to be another one 2 feet more.
I mean, I think that people took it off and they say, "Oh, you know what? I really want to have on here."
I can't find them. If only I had a tracking device that I also wouldn't be able to see because I can't find my glasses.
Right.
To find mine.
It's for those people who they're able to find their phone but not their glasses.
Yeah, right.
Right? And they can somehow, and their vision is so poor that they can operate their phone but not their...
Yeah, but not their glasses. They can't operate their glasses.
And so this is yet another it's yet another device that I want to plug into a USB charger every night.
Someone that's doing that probably has also what is that thing that you put on your keys so you don't lose it?
You have one.
I have one because someone gave me one, but I never used it because I only have 3 keys.
Well, I could use it. It's called Tile.
Tile, that's what it's called.
So this is called a Fox Smart Systems, a Findy glasses tracker. So let me look into that thing. Let me see if I can actually buy this. Oh, it's not that expensive.
How much is it?
It's only $25.
How big is the thing that hangs off your glasses? It's like this. It's like a pom-pom. It's actually like one of those flashing red lights on the top of a police car to help you find it.
In fact, they say do not keep on glasses for more than 10 minutes or it will break the frame.
That's right. Or it will cause cancer. Something like it cause brain cancer.
Save $10 your next purchase of over $99. What, like you'd buy 7 of them?
You might have more than one pair of glasses.
Right, you have to put it on every edge.
Elton John has 350 of them.
Yeah, he has glasses like other people have shoes. It's great. So anyway, so I'll get to be able to go back to my place on Monday. Was there anything else?
Oh, they'll be finished up by Monday?
Supposedly. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't have a place after Monday, so...
it didn't look finished. Because they have to paint the cabinets.
I know. I work Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday? Sunday 2 days from now?
I don't know.
Can't be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Monday. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. If it looks like it's going to take longer, then I'm going to, I don't know.
They'll have to extend your Airbnb?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about on camera, or are we done?
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Well, anything else, you'll just have to tune in next Friday.
It's 47 minutes. That's pretty good.
That's
all right.
too long already.
It's too long already, yeah. All right.
All right, here we go.
Done.